first start out with questions for Rennia, and then we'll let her go. Questions, please, Dan?
Oh, go Dan first.
Dan?
Rennia, how many different defensive looks did you see today? I mean, how many different alignments did they run at you?
I don't even know. I just try to keep moving. I really don't know. Sometimes who's in front of me or what's really going, what kind of defense they be in. Because I feel like a lot of teams try to throw like a lot of like funky defenses at me. So I just try to just play through it. I don't really know what they were saying tonight.
Rennia, this was quite a week, and you had quite a performance all 3 games, and this is a game you had to gut out. Just when you're looking up at that game, you're like, yeah, Rennia's the junior on the floor. She's you become the elder stateswoman of this team, so to speak. Just how did you handle this whole week, and what do you attribute to you being able to push through it so well today?
We didn't really have a choice. I mean, we had 3 games in a week, and we knew that prior to this week, so mentally just had to be prepared for it.
Other questions for Rennia? Gustavo?
Rennia, 1/3 of your points came from free throws. You're 10 for 10. So do you prepare more? How you felt about your free throws? I mean, you had 100% efficiency today.
Yeah, so I felt like the last couple games and the last few practices, my free throws just wasn't how they should have been. But I realized I had messed up my feet, so I fixed it today, and clearly it worked.
Maria?
Rennia, this game was about remembering Pat, of course, someone taken way too soon from the game, and I believe y'all have all heard about Kobe Bryant and him passing away today. Does this just show you how fragile every second of your life is?
I mean, it does. It just puts it all in perspective. Just to be able to play the game that I love personally, just be able to go out there and still be alive and breathing and doing it. I mean, that's important, and I hope everybody sees that when I play, the effort and the passion that I have for this game.
Jordan?
Kobe was a wonderful ambassador for the game of women's basketball, constantly supporting it, encouraging it, getting it out there in the media. What did that kind of mean to you as a woman to have someone like Kobe just be such an ambassador for the sport?
It meant a lot. Kobe, I mean, he's Kobe. He's one of the best players that ever played the game. But for him to kind of reach backwards and try to help women's basketball, which is somewhat behind men's basketball right now as far as fans and everything, but just him just using his platform to reach out to women's basketball, that's like huge. That was huge for me.
Stop.
Tennessee was down by 7 and was, I believe, 2 or 2.5 minutes without scoring. And then after the first time out, you took off. You were like scoring. How important was your performance to get the team back on the lead?
I didn't realize I took out like that. I mean, I just, again, I feel like tonight I got easier looks. I was moving a lot without the ball. I got a lot of layups and shots in the paint, and I also think my teammates were looking for me when I did get hot and get moving fast.
All right, Rennia, thank you. There you go. Let Coach start with an opening statement, and we'll have more questions. Coach?
Well, I'll say, first off, we're excited about the win. Anytime you get a conference win, it's a big deal. And you go in the locker room and you get the news about Kobe Bryant, and our team, our staff, we were just gut wrenched. I mean, it was tough. It was tough to, honestly, it was really tough for me to even address our team. And that's a big figure. And same thing that Rennia said, told the team, you know, sometimes you hope it doesn't, but sometimes it takes big events like that to really put things in perspective. We just played a game. We played a game. And life's so much bigger than that. And hopefully we don't take that for granted.
Questions? Maria?
Kellie, we had asked Nikki, of course, the same thing, and she said, I'm going to go hug Justin a little bit tighter when I get out of here. Just, I mean, as a mother, as a coach, I mean, it just sort of, like you said, it just sort of you feel like you've just been unraveled.
Right. Well, I think also for me, just, I don't know, it's everybody. I mean, you look at your staff, you hug your staff. Our players were he's a hero to a lot of people, and a lot of them are on our staff and on our team. And it's just more than that. I don't know. It's just life. Life. We are so blessed. We are so blessed.
John?
Kelly, you guys are 16-4, only one SEC loss, nationally ranked. Do you feel like you've overachieved to this point, or underachieved, or that record is right where you think your team is?
Oh, I'm sure every coach would say they've underachieved. You know, every coach wants more. I think, you know, it will be hard for me to really make that declaration until our season's over, so I can really, you know, have a hindsight view of it and look back on the entire season. Because right now, you know, I'm looking at our team and what we can do, and wishing we could play the Kentucky game again. You know, I mean, so I think we're, you know, you always want more. You always try to find ways to get more.
Ben?
Jada McCoy felt like today was the most that she had played in a while. What did you see from her to make that decision, and then what did you think of her performance?
Yeah, you know, I thought there have been some rotations. We just needed to shake things up a little bit with our rotations, and she has been practicing so well. And sometimes it's hard to get good minutes for more than 4 post players, and so. I thought, you know, I felt that way after our UConn game. I came into this game wanting to give Jade more minutes, and she was terrific in practice yesterday. So it was, you know, sometimes these players, they don't know, you know, how important every single practice is. She was fabulous, and just gave me even more confidence to get her in there more minutes. And she came in and gave us exactly what we needed her to give us. She was physical, she was aggressive, and had a +10 on the day. That's a good sign.
Gustavo and then Dan?
What's all your conversation with the team on the first timeout when they were down by 7, couldn't score, and then after the timeout, the team kind of like, you know, started scoring again and took on the lead? How was that timeout changed, I think, the outcome of the game?
Yeah, well, we changed our defense. I think that helped us, and it helped us with a little bit of tempo, got us a couple easy baskets, but also, you know, I think our players just needed to settle down a little bit. You know, we felt like we were getting some pretty good looks. We got to the free throw line a lot in that first half, and just didn't make them. But you know, our offensive execution was actually okay against a team that makes it hard. I mean, their defense, they mix it up so much. It's hard to get a beat on what you can do offensively to get in a rhythm.
Dan and then Caleb?
How much more of a challenge was this game given the way they were rebounding? They were very aggressive, and also kind of related to that was Key under the weather or something today? I mean, I think she only played like 16 minutes.
No, you know, no, she was fine, and there wasn't anything. I thought she struggled a little bit in the first half, but you know, we had some other people come in and give us a real spark, and we needed to play them. Obviously, late we put her back in there for defensive purposes. You know, going into this game, you know this is a really good rebounding team. They're physical and they're athletic, and they're relentless to the boards. And, you know, mixing up our defenses. I didn't think we boxed out in any of our defense, to be quite honest with you. So it's got to be an area of emphasis that we revisit this week.
Caleb in the back.
Coach, wanted to go back to Kobe Bryant for one more thing. I wanted to ask you, when you remember watching him play growing up, whatever it may have been, what do you remember about the way he played the game and the way he carried himself and things like that?
You know, for me, he was just so skilled and so athletic and loved the game. Like, just loved the game. And, you know, for me growing up, my favorite player was always Michael Jordan. Always Michael Jordan. And Kobe was the closest thing to that I ever saw, you know, with how he played, how he loved the game, his competitive fire and his drive. You know, that will always be remembered.
Yeah.
With the UConn game, there's so much going on around that. Y'all visited the ESPN studios, and then the emotions of the game, the quick turnaround against a tough team. How do you feel like your team handled those couple of days?
handled it in terms of coming out of the game or going into
Yeah,
the
going
game?
into the LSU game.
Oh, I thought hats off to our team, because I think what we just had to do was very difficult. This was, we're coming off a lot of emotions spent, tough game. We had to be off on Friday. I think LSU's coming off a 7-day, so they were coming off 7 days. It's gonna be a physical game. We had to mentally and emotionally get past that UConn loss to be able to lock in and focus today. I was really, really proud of our team, proud of our staff for helping them get there.
Those 2 shots by Jasmine in the fourth quarter, how huge were those? Because LSU was right there on your heels.
I agree. I thought LSU was cutting it closer, and we would come up with big shots, big buckets when we needed them. And I thought Jazz's 2 buckets were critical. We've been talking to her about being more aggressive, and she had a lot of confidence getting in there and taking both of those. So proud of her, and obviously proud we were able to finish that.
Apologies for revisiting the Kobe Bryant, but I asked Rennia the same question. Kobe was an advocate for the women's game, and to see that in the so inclined, what would that mean to you? Just kind of him using his platform to support women's basketball.
Well, it gives you a lot of respect for him. He didn't have to do that. He has an audience. He has a lot of ears. He has people that look to him, and he goes to the women's Final Four. He shows up, and I literally just read a tweet of his earlier this week talking about WNBA players can play in the NBA. He just said that, and I just think I think he was a great voice and a great person to have cheering for you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys for coming.
That's good. Very good.